Greg, what is the cutoff for someone who's in a specialty? I know some specialty people that have over $800,000 worth of loans. You heard about the orthodontist that had $1 million worth of loans. Like, do you feel like there's a certain cutoff where you really shouldn't be taking on that additional risk?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good question. So now, I mean, especially nowadays, that $1 million debt is not going to be as rare. I mean, the most recent numbers from NYU, you're looking at $600,000 for just dental, right? So you tack on the average ortho residency. I don't know about average. I don't know what it is now, but I'm assuming it's close to the upper twos, the low 300,000. So it's people are easily going to hop up into the millions with debt. And, you know, it's one of those things where you kind of have to weigh out how you want to repay it. Because you can't just go into the profession for fun. You have to kind of, yeah, of course you should enjoy what you do, but at the same time, you also have to figure out how you want to repay it. And if you're looking at $1 million in debt, you have to consider how many days a week are you willing to work to repay that debt. If you're okay with working 7 days a week, then I mean, yeah, it's still worth it, right? Or even 6 days a week. But people that go into the profession thinking that they're going to get away with working 3-4 days, 4 maybe, 3 days a week, they're in for a rude awakening, because no matter what debt you're in, there's going to be a way to, you know, either by forgiveness or something, you're going to come out of it. But to live a fulfilling life and practice good dentistry, that's where you have to kind of weigh it out to see at what value is it worth it, because you have to look into the repayment before you dive into it. I was lucky. I went into a residency that was paid. So for me, you know, I'm still in dental school, but at least my residency, I didn't have to undertake additional debt. That was a huge decision-making process when I was planning residency.
Yeah, you were one of the lucky ones. Some people had to pay a lot for residency, but you got paid a stipend, I believe. Yeah.
Nice.
Did you refinance your loans? I don't want to take too much of your time, but one more question.
Yeah. So what I did was, when I graduated, I have a really, really strange circumstance scenario kind of a thing. So what I did was I took on my parents' mortgage when I finished residency, and with the mortgage there was, you know, some equity in it. So I used that and basically bundled my loans with that, and I basically paid off my student loans by rolling it into the mortgage. So I mean, it's not paid off, but instead of paying it off over, you know, 5 years, 10 years through the government, I paid it off through, it's part of my mortgage now, basically, and I have 30 years to pay it off, which I locked in a low interest rate, but then I got none of this student loan freezing, because literally I went into the loan right when the student loan got frozen for everybody else. So I've been paying at it, but it's I basically gave away any of that loan forgiveness or any of that kind of stuff that you'd get through federal loans, right? So I still have my loans, but I'm chipping at it just slower with a lower interest rate.
Dave,
nice.
That's amazing. I mean, I think it's a really wise decision, Greg, because, you know, the housing market exploded and hopefully you got more value. Hey, man, thank you for calling in, Dr. Greg.
Yeah, man. Thanks for what you guys are doing. I think this is really awesome.
I appreciate it.
Tuned in every week, but